Pleasant good evening, comrades. Welcome to the Workers' Rights Are Human Rights platform. Right, my name is Comrade Stannis Claus. Everybody know me as Claus. All right, so comrade, tonight we have something real different for you. Comrades, we know over the past couple months and that kind of thing, you're hearing a lot about negotiations. We're hearing 2%, 3%, 5%. I think we reached 5 yet, but you're hearing 4. You're at least hearing 4%. Comrades, and we hear in different scenarios with different things, with different unions, terms like the CPU and all that kind of thing. But comrade, it's taking a little twist, we taking a little turn tonight, and we want to highlight something very important tonight. But before I say what it is, we go run the tape so you guys will have an idea of what is really going on, because this was on the news tonight.
Service Corporation is being urged to rescind a termination letter that it gave to an employee. The Transport and Industrial Workers Union is making that call, as the union says the now former employee was wrongfully dismissed.
Officials of the Transport and Industrial Workers Union came out in defense of one of their comrades on Monday.
When workers have to live on 2014 salary that a company dismissed a branch official for speaking to workers in regards to health and safety issues.
At a news conference, TU's president said that comrade was treated unfairly and was fired by PTSC after speaking out in a newspaper story as a union branch official. The union is also accusing PTSC's chairman of micromanaging.
This union is calling for the resignation of the chairman of the board. The workers have no confidence in the chairman.
The head of the National Trade Union Center is supporting TU as NATUC condemns how the matter involving the comrade was handled.
In fundamental breach of the customs and practice and settled conduct in the context of how you deal with a trade union official, if he is alleged to misconduct himself in any form, shape or fashion when performing his union official duties.
ANICET is urging PTSC to rescind the letter of dismissal.
Let us step back, let us treat and meet with NATUC and TU so that we could resolve this matter. Any other approach will be counterproductive, and I can guarantee will bring about the rot of the whole trade union movement.
TV6 tried contacting the PTSC for a response. However, our calls went unanswered. Anselm Gibbs, TV6 News.
Right, so comrade, that is what the nation know, because tonight it came across the news. But comrade, it have other things leading up to this, you know. A lot of other things. You see, long time the old people have a saying, they say it always had 3 sides to a story, my side, your side, and the truth. Well, comrade, we're dealing with the truth tonight. And comrade, we're bringing it out here. Stay tuned for part 2 on the Workers' Rights channel.
A few moments later.
Right, guys, welcome back to the Workers' Rights Human Rights channel. And as promised, comrades, we had promised you that we're going to have the part 2. And as a man that's always stick to my word. If you can't keep nothing else, my grandfather always used to say, stick to your word. So we had the part 2. Now, before we run the tapes in the part 2, I'm just going to give you a little brief explanation. To some events, it may be it might have some sort of bearing on the fire in Ramdath, Comrade Ramdath. All right. So what happened was, and I want to take the dates. Tonight it aired on the news, on the 7 o'clock news tonight, that the NATUC, the National Trade Union Center, right, highly condemns the actions of PTSC for fire and riot and that. Ryan Ramdath was fired Friday. Monday the news came about. Friday evening he got fired. Monday the news, the media, they had the media thing. So all who are TV know what's going on, he get fired and that kind of thing. But to the social media people was treated on something on Wednesday the 7th. Meaning that the president announced, you know, she again doing the same job that Ryan Ramdath did, which was voicing the complaints of the workers, right? Where they stand on certain issues as it regards to negotiations, health and safety, and making sure that it have things to clean the schools on MTS and the different government buildings, and things to make sure that the buses safe and in order, you know. She highlighted the plights of the workers and most importantly, what going on with the negotiations. All right. Unlike other entities and other companies who negotiate, and they already have a position, but for some strange reason, PTSC and MTS, the management not coming to sit with the negotiations around the table with the union to negotiate on the wages. PTSC and MTS don't negotiate with the CPO. They just negotiate direct to the companies, and all they need is the approval from the ministries, right? So we don't know if cabinet have to give the approval or what, but the approval has to come from the ministry. This we know, and then the board of directors through the managers will start to negotiate on behalf of PTSC and MTS. All right, so that was a meeting held on Wednesday the 7th, and it started to move on social media and that kind of thing for those on the social media. All right, Friday Ryan was fired, and tonight we had it. So what we're going to do is run some highlights from that meeting for those who didn't see it on social media, and then we're going to come back and you guys going to tell us, you know, what you think about it on the Workers' Rights channel. Remember, like, subscribe and share. All right.
Transport Industrial Workers Union and its members will not sit idly by. We will not sit idly by that the government will destroy these two government entities who have been giving human service to Trinidad and Tobago. It seems to be starving the workers at PTSC and MTS for the simple reason they have the PTSC driving defective buses. They have the MTS workers working without the proper tools, as simple things as garbage bags. And what is the government plan? It seems like they want to privatize MTS and PTSC, or it seems like this government wants to contract out to private owners. All the government needs to do is to give to the PTSC management and MTS management a position for us to start to negotiate. Enough is enough in this country.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Workers are living on starvation wages. When you look at the MTS workers, their salaries is $3,000 a month.
Madness.
Right? And we have the PTSC workers who may be a little more, but the thing is, it is still starvation wages. Come on, Mr. Imbud. Come on, Mr. Rowley. Come on, ministers. You are living lavishly while the workers are suffering. And all the workers are asking is for us to negotiate in good faith. Today, Mr. Minister, what is in the budget for us? What is in the budget for us? I'm hoping that on the 26th, that you put something in the budget for the MTS workers and the PTSC workers before Christmas, that the workers could enjoy a merry, merry Christmas.
Yes, and we are back. Now, comrades, and as I always say, if you can't keep nothing in your life, learn to keep your promise. And as promised, we had the part 2. Comrade, you see the videos. We understand the situation. We understood that on Wednesday, the president of the union had a call, right? Made statements and saying, look, enough is enough, because the workers crying about the negotiations. And on Friday, one of the presidents gets sent home. The question tonight, is that coincidence? Was the matter dragged on from February, holding the comrade in limbo, on suspension for all this time to now, because they know that they're terrorizing workers? Is that the cause? Comrade, we asking the members of the chat tonight for your responses. And more so too, comrade, if it was happening to you, what would you have done? What would you, the worker of Wassa, have done if that was being done to you? Because the voice that spoke on your behalf to save your life on the job, your second home, they hang the man.
I would have seen that this thing here is a blatant disrespect, because for a matter of months, the people in San Fernando didn't have a voice to speak for them. They put the president at the depot in San Fernando on suspension. That is against any union precedents. And then only because, to me, this thing looking like a kind of extreme, kind of coincidental.
Comrade, what you have to watch too is, you have to ask the question, where is it coming from? Because all the other unions have a position, as the president mentioned in the video. Is this coming from the government, the prime minister and the minister of finance? Is it coming from the ministers of the ministries who are supposed to authorize PTSC and MTS to start negotiations? Is it coming from PTSC and MTS, who probably get the permission and just don't want to start because they want to use the mechanism of control, that forced control on workers, through not paying them anything above 2014 salaries? Comrade, the questions are for you to answer. Give your response. Alright? This is Claus and Jeffrey on the Workers' Rights channel. Peace out until tomorrow.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we will come with more content like this all the time, every time. And we out.
Fire!